Hi, my name's Andy Strawn, and I am the lead pastor here at North Dunedin Baptist Church. I've been here since October of 2005. One of the needs for our church was to try to attract young families, which I think a lot of churches in Florida have to deal with. And so I went to our congregation and asked them if we could raise some money to redesign our children's wing, which meant then we had to find someone who could do that for us. And so we got online and did some research and found Wacky World and went onto their website and fell in love with the products that we saw there. And then, of course, the clincher for us was it's right here in Oldsmar, so we didn't have to travel anywhere. And we could go and meet with the team, so we set up an appointment and went and had an interview with some of the guys there at Wacky World. The thing that I loved about Wacky World and why I chose them was because of the designs that we saw on their website, their creativity, the vivid colors that they use, the many choices that we had, the different themes that we had, the fact that we could pretty much self-design our own hallway using some of the products that they had that they would use, but then also alter and change to make it fit with the vision that we had for that hallway. So what we did was we took the hallway and we made it into what's called a main street, and then you go off to the left and there's we call it the Central Park. That's where our children meet in their opening. And then down the hallway is this park scene with the fountain, and then there's a library, there's a toy store, there's a fire station, and there's just different rooms. And then you go into those rooms, and each of those rooms are themed. In fact, in our fire station room, the local firemen heard about it. We had taken some sandwiches up to them to thank them for their service, and they came back and gave us some hats and some jackets and things that they weren't using, so the children could actually dress up like little firemen. The staff at Wacky World are so fun to work with. They have incredible personalities. We worked mainly, I think, with a guy named Steven, and he was just phenomenal. And all of the ideas that we had, they would work with, and then they would counter with ideas that we hadn't even thought of to improve the vision and the view of the finished product. It was great. I was blown away by the facility here in Oldsmar. I can't describe to you how bewildered we were, I guess, shocked we were with the stuff that they were able to do. We saw some products that were in the finishing stages, some that were in the beginning stages. I felt like a little kid in a candy store, and it was phenomenal. One of the takeaways from the visit at Wacky World was we saw that the creativity that we saw online was here. Then once you went to the studio, the creativity was out there. You realize there's pretty much nothing these guys can't do. When we were designing the rooms, they had windows, and these windows looked out onto a parking lot and some air conditioners. And I remember seeing these buses with these wrapped advertisements. And so I asked Stephen, I said, is it possible for us to get wrappings for those windows? And not only did we get the wrappings, but they were personalized wrappings that we were able to put our own stamp on. And so we were blown away with the final product. Every time there's a new person that visits our church or a new group, for instance, we have a women's Bible study on Tuesday that's a community Bible study. They love that hallway. We have the homeschoolers on a Wednesday, love the hallway. In fact, the first time the homeschool leaders were here, we had finished our meeting, and I thought they'd gone home, but I was walking to the other side of the campus, and they were both walking down that hallway, touching the murals, saying, oh my gosh, look at this, look at that. It was crazy. I wish every church or business that if you want to improve a certain section of your building to make it more attractive, these are the guys to go to. They're fantastic to work with, and if I had to do it again, I would.